how to finish a huge project. So one of my subscribers, Fayez, reached out to me and he told me a little bit about a friend of his named Tyrone, who is a 560 SEL. That is a Japanese spec car that Tyrone has not completed yet. So the little housekeeping here, I just wanted Tyrone to know that we're rooting for you to finish this car. Better finish the car. I think Fayez is going to be upset if you don't finish it, you know, and kind of like a, you know, sad way, maybe, or maybe just disappointed. I don't know. But anyway, finish your car. All right. So the main thing I wanted to talk about today, because I know that a lot of people will start a big project and they'll never finish it. And I wanted to talk about how or what my methodology is when I'm finishing a car that is just like a huge, looks like a huge, massive project and doesn't seem like there's any end in sight. So the psychology behind this is really frustrating. Even I get frustrated and bogged down because I look at the car and I go, man, how am I going to complete this thing? You know, now there are 3 of us here at Pierre Hedary's that are working on these cars, and they're like 20 projects at a time. And some projects are just overwhelming and huge and take a lot of stamina and a lot of planning to finish. And others sort of unravel as we go and we get deeper and deeper as the layers progress. So we're going to take a look at the easy projects first, and then in the next video today we're going to look at the hard project. So what's an easy project? Well, an easy project meets the following criteria. 1, the car is not rusty, it does not have a torn up interior, it does not have significant body damage. Number 2, the engine is not stuck or known to be blown up. Same for the transmission. 3, the car does not have to be running, and it can have like a dirty fuel system. It can be sitting for several decades. 4, you have items like keys for the car. You have a place to work on it. You know, you're not trying to like restore the thing in the middle of a field or something with makeshift weatherproofing. And then number 5, you have access to basic tools. So these 5 criteria sort of make an easy project. So the things that I want to look at before I try to start the car, the one thing that I want to look at is the fuel system. I'm going to ask myself the following questions. Is there rust in the gas tank? Does the electric fuel pump work? If the car has a fuel distributor / fuel rail / fuel injectors, are they all plugged with rust or debris, or are they clean? What steps have I taken to clean them? Have I changed all the fuel lines? Have I flushed the fuel system thoroughly? Now, the biggest mistake most people make with this stuff is they think that because they can't find a part on like AutoHaus or FCP Euro or eBay, it's not available. If you do not know where to get a part, you reach out to your local Mercedes Benz dealer or the Mercedes Classic Center. Make it easy. Don't get hung up over the lost part. I see so many people, they either lose a part and they get hung up. I even lost new parts before and had to order replacement new parts. Or they get frustrated because they don't know where to look for a diagram, a parts diagram. They don't know where the specifications are. You know, unfortunately, in order to do this stuff right, you really got to invest. You've got to invest in literature. You've got to put aside some time to go on the internet and check out sites like MBTILA Catalog or mbepc.net and try to understand how the system goes together. You know, maybe buy the special tools you need. I see this a lot with front ends. I think the second problem that robs a lot of people of completion is perfectionism. And maybe I'm going to make my own shout out here. I have a friend in Memphis that's had the front end part in his 300D now for like 3.5 years or longer, just because he wants everything to be powder coated black. There's a certain point where you have to acknowledge that the visual details are just not going to be what you want. You know, you need the system to work. You need to press on. You need to have functionality, durability, reliability. Those things are much more important than aesthetics. I do have time for aesthetics, but you know, they have to be factored in, you know. the next thing is, like, from the beginning, try to take an inventory of everything you know is wrong with the car. That includes if you have like a V8 car, pulling the valve covers and looking at the timing chain. It includes assessing whether or not you have a major electrical problem. I mean, even if the car doesn't run, you can still run through the electrical accessories. You want to look for any major corrosion problems, major suspension problems, braking issues such as stuck calipers or a non-functioning clutch. You really want to make an inventory of this stuff. And so what I'll do is I'll make a list of everything the car needs. And usually for the customer, I'll try to make an estimate, although sometimes the estimates take me months to make because I also have to write a certain thing called an invoice. You get paid for invoices. You get paid later for estimates. So invoices come first. The estimate, though, is something you can write for yourself. It is a master plan of everything the car actually needs. So you want to go through suspension and braking systems. You want to make sure that your engine turns over, that you have ignition, that your fuel system is clean and operational. Sometimes it takes a few minutes. Like if you have a 300D or something that you're waking up, as long as you're getting fuel to the injectors and the injectors are opening, you're good. If you have a 300D though that has, you know, a stuck engine, or actually not a stuck engine, that's not a good example. Let's say you have a 300D that has some stuck valves that have a bunch of carbon on them, the engine's still not going to start. You need to make a line item and deal with that, bump it up higher on the list because you want to see what happens once the car's going to run. So that's the next goal. Get the car to run so you can see what is needed. Once you get it to run, you can start gingerly driving it after you've changed things like transmission fluid and rear axle fluid and flushed the brakes. Gently. You don't want to get yourself in a situation where you're going to crash into the back of a school bus, like my younger brother did when he got his 240D when he was 16. So I don't advocate for giving 16-year-olds Classic Mercedes because they do dumb crap. But you want to test the brakes. The steering, you want to make sure there are no weird noises. You want to make sure the car doesn't overheat. Car's overheating, really big problem, massive problem. You know, you just want to look for these issues, and so really then you can make your next set of master plans about what you want to do about that. So we're going to talk about big projects in our next video. I hope you stay tuned for it. In the meantime, like, share, and subscribe. Tap the bell for notifications. Let's see here. What else?
That's it.
That's it. Okay, yeah. And thank you to all our Patreon supporters. We really appreciate your contributions. They help us keep our channel mechanized and keep our equipment up to date. We really appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon in the next video. Thanks.